Good afternoon, and welcome to our discussion on the final frontier for data security, an exploration of satellite networks and quantum technologies. My name is Eddie Zervigon, and I'm the CEO of Quantum Exchange. I joined Quantum in September of 2020 after having spent the bulk of my career at Morgan Stanley in the Principal Investments Group, seeking and investing in companies with a high consequence mission, such as Bloom Energy and Maxar Technologies, where I remain on the board today. As far as Quantum Exchange goes, our purpose, securing the future of data, our vision, partners in preserving our digital world, and our values are innovation grounded in security and trust. Many of you know Quantum Exchange for what we launched as back in 2018, a QKD reseller and maker of the first quantum communications superhighway in the US, or that was the plan. We learned much from our interactions and discussions with vendors and customers, and the result was the development of FiOTX. FiOTX decouples key generation and delivery from data transmissions, allowing for true crypto agility, which means to us no interruptions to the underlying infrastructure or business operations when changes are made. Layered quantum defenses, or a defense-in-depth approach, is easily achieved as FiOTX supports quantum keys from any source, protected by any method, and works with your existing crypto to make it quantum safe. FiOTX can easily scale quantum defense levels as the threat landscape, risk tolerance, and business requirements change. It incorporates point-to-multipoint intelligent key routing and can operate over any TCP/IP connection and network media type anywhere on the planet. We are enterprise-ready and deployable today within a FIPS 140-2 validated implementation, soon to be 140-3. So we're here to talk about space, and the space industry is heating up. More governments and private organizations are becoming involved with space projects than ever before. In 2019, 95% of the estimated $366 billion in revenue earned in the space sector was from Space for Earth economy, which includes telecommunications and internet infrastructures, Earth observation capabilities, and national security satellites, and more. While this lower barrier to entry increases innovation and discovery, it also enhances the number of potential access points for hackers. Protecting space infrastructure and the future of space-based communications is a two-pronged approach. We need to protect telemetry, tracking, and control, TT&C, and the data that comes off those satellites. Thousands of satellites are planned for launch by SpaceX, Amazon, and OneWeb, as well as others. While the proliferation of attacks on space-based systems is not widespread yet, we are seeing a steady uptick of intrusions and physical attacks on satellites, their systems, and the base stations on Earth. For example, the U.S. Geological Survey and NASA satellites were attacked 4 times between 2007 and 2008. U.S. Space Force's increasing investment in cybersecurity has transferred more than 2,000 cybersecurity professionals and experts to its ranks, sponsoring hackathons, as soon-to-be-published timeline for implementation of new cybersecurity standards are being crafted. Earth Observation Space Policy Directive No. 5 and NIST's Introduction to Cybersecurity for Commercial Satellite Operations encourage commercial space companies, vendors, and partners to take recommended cybersecurity precautions. Finally, legislation has been proposed in the House to classify space as critical infrastructure, boosting both public and private collaboration on cybersecurity matters. We are not alone. The Chinese outspend the U.S. on quantum technologies by a factor of 10 to 1 and have invested more than $10 billion on quantum technologies, including their own QKD system to protect their networks from harvesting attacks. They have made a lot of progress. In 2019, they sent pairs of photons from the Michias satellite to 2 ground stations in China, separated by more than 1,100 kilometers. A U.S.-owned and operated controlled push by the NRO for procurement of commercial imagery could have rippling effects across the greater commercial satellite industry. And finally, the National Counterintelligence and Security Center's campaign to raise awareness with companies in critical sectors, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, Biotechnology, semiconductors, and autonomous systems who do business with China will make it much harder for the Chinese to obtain technology and data. As a result, there has been a lot of press in the last year with regards to space-based QKD systems, but there are significant limitations. Weather on Earth can impact the satellite's ability to deliver keys from the satellite to the ground station, so that if either satellite loses connectivity to its ground station, the satellite-only solution fails. The limited number of satellites means that a solar storm, flare, could take everything down. If a satellite is compromised, so are all of the keys. The satellite is, after all, a trusted node that stores keys until they can be beamed down. It's not a crypto-agile solution. Addressing vulnerabilities on the satellite is time-consuming and takes the entire key delivery system down. And finally, once keys are delivered to the ground station, they are exposed there and require a quantum-safe way to distribute them, like FiOTX. For more background, I would offer David Shaw's story that he published recently. Trust me, I've come to save the world. We have a different approach. We conducted a successful test over the summer where quantum-safe keys were delivered between a data center in Arlington, Virginia, and a vessel on the water in the Chesapeake Bay using FiOTX. As you can see from the diagram, keys generated using quantum sources at a data center in Virginia were sent using FiOTX's network to a ground station in Australia. Keys were then uploaded to Iridium's satellite constellation, which represents dozens of satellites, more resilient than a two-satellite solution, and FiOTX can use terrestrial networks as a fallback. Keys were then delivered to a FiOTX node on a marine vessel in the water near the Chesapeake Bay. Keys were then used to secure a wireless VPN connection back to the data center. As a result, a man-in-the-middle attack is no longer possible, as there is no single middle. Here's a use case where we take the entropy from a QKD deployment in North America and secure data in the cloud between two branch offices in the US and Europe. It's flexible, it's easily deployable, and it's resilient. In summary, FiOTX is predicated on a zero-trust architecture that delivers quantum-safe, on-demand, symmetric keys that are out-of-band, meaning separated from the data, over any network, 5G, 4G, undersea cable, satellite, cloud, doesn't matter, anywhere in the world. We at Quantum Exchange continue to work on new applications and delivery methods that push the edge of where and how we can deliver quantum-safe keys in a crypto-agile and easily deployable manner, providing full accountability and auditability over the entire key management cycle for both keys and data in motion. We are excited by the reception that we have gotten from government and enterprise customers as the market comes into focus at a faster rate than anyone thought possible just even a couple of years ago, and we look forward to meeting the challenge. Finally, the takeaway slide. Recommendations for space-based companies and their supply chain partners. We each need to do our part. We need to extend proven cybersecurity functions from the terrestrial digital world into outer space. Emphasize security at all phases of space development and operation. Ensure post-quantum planning is incorporated or risk premature system obsolescence. Embrace zero-trust architecture security models to reduce operational risk. We need to adopt regulatory frameworks intended to safeguard space assets, infrastructure, and the entire space supply chain. Secure existing network communication links with a quantum-safe, out-of-band key distribution system. Build public-private partnerships to foster the space economy. And finally, keep the final frontier free from cyber crime and malicious exploits so that it may live long and prosper. Thank you very much.